The two words every helicopter pilot fears most: engine failure.
Everybody okay?
Good, good.
A pretty terrible moment for this pilot, but possibly an even worse moment for any passengers. Just a sleepy suburban street, but not for long. I don't know about you, but I always feel like a bit of excitement with my meal. The line between a crash and an emergency landing can often be very thin. This is New York's Hudson River, which has seen its fair share of emergency landings over the years. A Brazilian fire department helicopter, which seems to be in serious need of being rescued itself.
Mas vai cair?
Caiu!
They say that Red Bull gives you wings, but in this case, it completely removes your blades. The skill it takes to avoid a crash like this should never be underestimated. If you owned that plane, you'd be more than a little cheesed off, wouldn't you? A reminder that it only takes one small fault for a disaster to occur. Just like human beings, helicopters sometimes just fall to pieces. Imagine the scenario. You're unlucky enough to be involved in an accident, you're lifted out by an air ambulance, and then this happens. By the look of that limping soldier, this landing was a little rougher than expected. I think it's fair to say that neither of them were expecting this. I'm no expert, but I've never seen a helicopter land on its face before. Sometimes you're forced into a hard landing. In this case, because of those pesky branches. This is the Russian border guard, and I think we can all agree that they're doing a wonderful job. A Mexican Navy helicopter crash landing, although the word landing is probably quite generous here. This crash footage is thrilling, as long as you enjoy close-ups of grass.
No! Oh my God! No! No!
Point of view of a helicopter crash you'd never want to experience in real life. Look out! There's a building over... Never mind. And now, a rescue which really couldn't have gone much worse. Sit, helicopter. Sit! Good boy! Transporting a huge glass panel by helicopter. What could possibly go wrong? It's time for playtime. Make sure you're wearing some dust-proof safety goggles.
Nag-board yung si landing ang isang helicopter ng Philippine Air Force sa isang paaralan sa...
Hey, here's an idea. Maybe don't drive into the police helicopter. Don't you just hate those pesky tail wheels and those pesky helipads? Unless this is how helicopters go to the toilet, this does not look good. It was a hard landing, but what happened after the landing was worse.
Ебать! Пиздец, развалился нахуй! Ебать!
And this happened just after refueling. What a waste! Auto rotation accidents can look pretty dramatic. Luckily, there were no injuries. Pretty unbelievable, really. The ability to get off the ground is the least you should expect from a helicopter. I mean, this must be much easier to land than a real helicopter, right? Hold on to your seat, because this is a pretty terrifying point of view. A firefighting helicopter that, sadly, is about to lose both its tail and its ability to stay airborne. When people leave a helicopter this quickly, there's generally a very good reason for it. An amphibious helicopter getting a little too involved in the water-based side of its capabilities. A helicopter pilot that clearly hates both sunbathing and picnics. Two police helicopters working together a little too closely. Not so much landing as diving. Red lights mean nothing to this guy. It was being airlifted for repairs, so that went well, huh? You see that wildly spinning object? Well, that's a 74-year-old woman on a stretcher. Suddenly, helicopter rescue doesn't seem so great, does it? And now, a front row seat to a very worrying moment. This is a really dangerous way to prune your trees. I don't have any proof of this, but I'm gonna say that he bought this helicopter from Wish.com. This is the kind of mistake your colleagues would be reminding you about for years. Trees. After power lines, they must surely be the thing helicopter pilots hate the most. This recovery winch should come with an unlimited supply of vomit bags. Imagine suddenly seeing this outside your apartment. This landing seemed to be going so well at first. Once again, a bunch of trees do their very best to mess things up. This contraption works about as well as you think it would. Just a slight imbalance, nothing to worry about. Luckily, this medical helicopter crashed on top of a hospital. I mean, if you're gonna crash, that's probably the best place to do it. How could this helicopter possibly crash? It's still on the ground. Good question. Here's how. Sure, I can help move your air conditioning unit, no problem at all. If anything is liable to take your eyes off the road, it's this. Sadly, helicopter crashes in the Indian Air Force have become increasingly common. While firefighting, you really need to be aware of hazards besides the fire. Landing in high winds? What can you say except nope? Don't you think that's a little too close to the fireworks? I'm not sure they'll be flying this helicopter again anytime soon. Now that's a nice drop. See that tail rotor? Well, you'd better say goodbye to it. You kinda get the impression that nothing went right that day. If this guy makes an effort to throw his garbage in the trash can, then nobody has an excuse. Not a great place to record a news report. If there's one time you really don't want to crash, it's during a practice flight. While you're still hovering around the Akimbo airspace, don't forget to stretch your finger out towards that big button in the cockpit that says subscribe.